Okay, something a bit different today, and it is going to be me complaining about hard luck stories in Super Auto Pets. So we're going to start with the simplest one, or the maybe least RNG heavy one. And here we've got me. I was trying to get multiple moose going, and their front unit has 50 attack because of Stego, and it insta kills my melon unit with 30 health exactly. That's really more of a learning opportunity that you should always remember, get 31 as soon as possible. This one, I was messing around trying to get a bus game going. And turn 14, my team's maybe not that great, but I thought it was decent enough. And then I see the opposing team and I'm like, oh great, it's a 3 squad. But it actually, the crocodile deletes the penguin and it's suddenly the strongest 2 squad in the history of Super Auto Pets. And I lose to Sean the goat. I guess they really are the greatest of all time. So that one wasn't too much fun. This one I was trying to get something going with having lots of pineapple units. And some of these runs, I should say, are pre the latest update. So some of the abilities, like the octopus ability, is different now. And I go against a saber-tooth team. And that doesn't seem too bad because I'm about to snipe the badger. But this second octopus has 3 chances to miss the saber-tooth and hits it every single time. And as a result, it turns a win or a draw into a loss. That one's not too bad though, because Sabertooth is kind of such a fun unit. Here is one where I'm going for all mono otter, and turn 15 my team is not the strongest. It would probably be better to have another otter in there with like a stake or something. But it's not there's a non-zero chance that I can win this one. And I go against level 2 turkey, but my stats are maybe decent enough that I think I can probably eke out a win here, especially with garlic at the back. But of course the turkey has melon and I am going to miss by 1 HP, and I think the 1 HP loss is probably the most common hard luck story in Super Auto Pets, but it never stops hurting. Here's a bit of a different one because this is me trying to throw. So I wanted to do stuff with gorilla and hedgehog, and I had absent-mindedly put melon onto the gorilla. So now on 9 wins, but I've got 1 life to spare, I am trying to work out the best way to throw without actually completely gutting the team, because I still want to win on the next round. So I put kangaroo, 9-10 kangaroo at the front, and yet somehow the hedgehog, the chili removes the melon and results in the gorilla winning. So even when I win, even when you win, you can have a hard luck story. This is pack 3, and you can see the UI is slightly different, so it's pre-update. And this one was one where I was playing pack 3, and it was just a generic, boring team, the same stuff you see over and over again. So I thought I'll buy Orca, have the Mantis kill the Orca, and then see what I get, and maybe there'll be something I can do with that might make it, video worthy. And here we are months down the line, and it gets into a video for all the wrong reasons. So Mantis kills Orca, and what do we get? It is the best thing you could possibly get. Well, maybe not, but pretty close, and it is Walrus. So now I'm checking the pack to see if there's anything I could do with Walrus. But I'm just going to let the Mantis kill it, give something peanuts, and then go from there. And I honestly can't remember what I was doing in this run, because here I give the pepper to the clownfish, and then 2 seconds later I'm going to give strawberry to the clownfish and change my mind. But what happens is we go against this team and Toad Vulture, and this is before the Vulture changes, although I'm sure the outcome would probably still be the same. And maybe you can guess where this is going. there's certainly a common theme with a lot of these runs that I'm posting, and the peanuts gets immediately replaced by weakness. And guess what? We're going to lose by 1 HP again because the vulture has pepper. I think if the spider didn't spawn, I think if it was like an ant or something instead, then that would have been a win. Now, sometimes the RNG isn't necessarily on your side, but at the same time, you're not too mad about it. And here I'm on turn 18 with a big blowfish and triple hedgehog. And I go against blowfish triple hedgehog, but they've got level 3 camel. Which is going to essentially make their blowfish immortal. And so we get this rather majestic round instead. Well, I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite like that. So this one is post-chicken nerf. This was the first time I'd had a game where I actually got the chicken going. And it's turn 13 and custom packs is not, the team is not looking too good. So I'm really just hoping that I'm going to be able to win this. Now here, I should probably, I mean, I guess in chicken games you're often just trying to be as greedy as possible, but I probably should have bought the melon. I can't remember if it actually makes any difference, but what's going to happen is I'm going to lose to something I've never seen before. And when that happens, it always feels like the world is against you. So we go against this vulture team, and as soon as you see that they've got like a vulture that has had tamarin applied to it, you know, it's looking pretty grim. But what's about to happen is the eagle with the 1-up is going to spawn an alpaca, and the alpaca is going to trigger 4 times, which you would think would be impossible because it's only supposed to have 2 triggers. But I assume the tiger being level 1 means it gets an extra 2 because it treats it like a level 1 alpaca. I don't know, that is a very strange one, and I was not best pleased after that. This is another older clip where dog still has the old ability. And you can see I've already done some walrus. Mantis has already snacked on a couple of walruses at this point. So what I'm doing here is trying to find something for it to kill, and then I'll put the monkey in. And what happens now is I go against the team, and I haven't done the sums, but I am a commanding favourite, let's say. And what happens is their eagle spawns walrus, which is a 1 in 10. And then after that, the only way they can win is that the peanut lands on the stork. So that's a 1 in 10 followed by a 1 in 3. I guess there's a slim chance of like orca coming out and then another eagle and then a walrus or something, but yeah, that one didn't feel too great. This one, I was desperately trying to get some kind of original team going in pack 2, and I'm on 9 wins with my having backed up my scorpion with triple deer, and we go against this, and I've probably never ever in 700 hours gone against level 3 second position blowfish in pack 2, and the one time I have triple deer it gives me level 3 blowfish, and with all the bus hits it does something like 30 plus extra damage to my team, and then the octopus just adds insult to injury at the end. That was a rough one. But I guess the most common thing that people associate with bad RNG in the game is spider spawning sheep. So I've been doing a bit of an experiment lately. I don't know how long it's taken me, probably way more time than can be justified. But every time I've gone against a team that had spider, I have written down whether or not which pet it spawned. So obviously now you no longer can get turtle, because that was also really rage-inducing. So it becomes even more obvious with sheep. So here is my chart showing for 300 spiders on opposing teams what were they spawning. And you can see that number 1 is blowfish, but then close behind is in joint second is camel and sheep. So I don't know if that's indicative of my luck in general, but it definitely shows that I was getting more sheep than I really wanted to get. But the interesting thing is, at the bottom of the list by quite some distance is badger. Now, you would think, badger being spawned by spider is almost completely useless, but you would be slightly wrong about that, because this game, I can't even remember what I was trying to do in this run, but desperately trying to get boar going, which is just a terrible tier 6. And I go against this team, and it has spider in the first position and they get badger. Now, assuming I've done my sums correctly, the only way they could win was to get badger. And I don't know if that might be the first time that's ever happened to me in 700 hours of gameplay. Yeah, that was a painful one, but let's end this on a high note. I mean, I could go on with clips like this all day. So this is another old clip. I don't think I've ever uploaded this one. I think it's from way back, like multiple updates ago. But this is me on turn 19. I've got quite a low health team, but it does have skunk, dodo, and leopard at full levels. And we go against the blowfish team, and we actually delete their entire team at the start of the round. And yet the hedgehog hits almost result in a loss. So, sometimes the RNG actually is on your side.